What's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome to this week's edition of NBA Friday, brought to you by the Riverfront Podcast Media Network. I am Tim Daniel here with Sean Mackey. We are without Parker Fields this week as he is under the weather, so he's gotten a little time off. Well, he should be back with us next week. But we're excited to discuss a little All-Star Weekend with you all. It is that time. One of my favorite weekends of the year, Sean. Actually, not too far from us this year. Just we can't afford to go there.
It stings this year, honestly. I've been waiting for
Does.
this. I've literally been talking about this for probably 15 years, how great it would be if it happened. And I don't know what happened, man. I'm an actual, working adult, and
It
I've been
doesn't matter
priced out.
anymore. Yeah.
I have been priced out of All-Star Weekend.
Working adult doesn't mean thing anymore, is what we're getting at,
I
folks.
know.
So
I know. I know.
don't ever
I'm
wish to grow up, is what we're trying to say.
yeah, yeah. Mooch off those parents as long as you can.
Yeah. And still have that way you can have your parents take you to cool things like this. My nephews last weekend, my sister and my brother-in-law took them to see Steph and Indy. So saw him go
Oh,
crazy.
so
Yeah.
fun.
He's like number one on my must-see list that I haven't seen yet. So
Yeah, never seen Steph live. Be fun.
yeah. He's the last of my Thanos Infinity Gauntlet of stars to see.
Yeah,
Yeah, before I start seeing like the Chets and the Wembys and all that, of course. But
sure,
um,
sure, sure, sure.
yeah. Well, before we do get into talking about the contest this week and kind of discussing our participants, there's one cool thing that happened this week that still needs to be judged pretty hard, and that is that the Orlando Magic did retire Shaquille O'Neal's number 32 jersey, which
Finally,
yeah. And for those who are like, it should have been Dwight before Shaq. Shaq made the Orlando Magic. All right, let's just go ahead and put that out
who?
there.
Oh, there are people arguing that
There's
Dwight
a
should.
yeah, there's a lot of people who feel this way.
Are they 10 years younger than us? I'm confused.
Now, don't get me wrong. I do certainly think that Dwight Howard should have his
Oh,
jersey retired, but
absolutely. But if it
there is,
wasn't for Shaq,
yeah,
there's no Magic.
right. No one cares. There's no cool song. There's no, you
No.
know, there's no awesome documentary. There's no Penny Hardaway tandem. There's no best jerseys ever. So when they unveil the jersey, the banner that's going up at the Amway Center, it is the pinstripe jersey, which they got the jersey part right.
Yep.
But the numbering is their current uniform on the old pinstripe jersey. And to where I say, Orlando Magic organization, you had one job.
They've been getting the jersey stuff wrong forever, though, man. Like,
This is
because
like,
me and you have been like kings of the just bring back the old jersey fan club.
yes,
Literally, there's no Orlando Magic fan that is out there that can actually argue that their new jerseys are better than their throwbacks from 1994 and
yeah, there's
1995.
no conversation. None.
There's no conversation about that. So the fact that they did this, but this is the kind of clown shit that they always do, man.
Mm-hmm.
They just never ever get things right.
Sean did not get the memo. We're trying to clean up the language here at the riverfront, apparently.
I'm so sorry. I literally did not get the memo.
But in this sense, it's understandable. Yeah, it's so. And here's the thing: like, if you say you unveiled the rotation of like association icon statement, and it's those classic era jerseys, you can make that fourth jersey the current throwback they're wearing now, and guess what? No one complains. That four
No
jersey
one.
rotation beats everything out there. No one can come
Well,
close to it.
well. I think we also need to bring back the parquet floor
Mm-hmm.
from the 90s, and we need to get the old logo center court. Let's just
Yeah,
do that.
I mean, the
Just
Hornets
do
are bringing
that.
back the Hive, like for when they wear their
They
throwbacks.
should.
Yeah, it's
They
perfect.
should.
It's perfect.
There's only been one successful, truly successful era of Hornets basketball. Why not celebrate it?
Yeah, exactly. By the way, I think Mitch Kupchak resigning for them is going to be a wonderful thing for them. If you can see immediately he goes,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
they trade for Seth Curry. Brandon Miller's like becoming like the second best player of this draft class. You're like, oh, okay then. Wouldn't you know?
Yeah. I mean that whole organization has just been poorly run for so long.
Yeah. Both organizations we started the show talking about have just been
Yeah.
awful.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, especially it's really funny when you look at how we forever have made fun of Cleveland and New York, and they're making cases of home court advantage in the playoffs this year.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And I mean, we could make fun of Cleveland and in New York just for being, you know, dunces over the years for one way or another. But they're both talented basketball teams. I'm not gonna dump on them at all.
yeah,
On two teams that are doing something right, I am gonna dump on teams that are not. And there's a lot of them
right.
right now.
Yeah, there
A lot
are.
of them.
I know. I love how Evan Mobley comes back from the injury, like from being injured, and everyone's like, if he would just shoot threes, and all of a sudden he's like Kevin Garnett.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
let's
like
go.
I know. I
Let's
love it.
go. Let's
Well,
go.
I have a lot of basketball cards invested in one Evan Mobley that I would really appreciate making my portfolio look a little nicer. So please keep doing
Yes,
what you're doing. Yeah. All right, dude.
absolutely.
Shall we get into some All Star festivities?
Let's, since we can't actually go.
Yeah. I did the One Iota events. I signed up to see if maybe they might give me a free ticket. I'm not counting on it, but I tried. So if Late Night Reds is not going on Sunday night, you guys know what happened for those Riverfront
Okay,
listeners. So
sure, sure.
Sean's filling in for me to talk about spring training. So
I'm like, pitchers and catchers have reported. Thank you.
yeah, that's it.
That'll be it.
That's it.
That'll be all. That's all I got.
All right. So we will start with the skills challenge. I think this is fun. So it's the first event. It's at 8 o'clock on Saturday. Um, this is kind of the fun stuff I do where they have the three teams that go together instead of just being the individual players. And here's the teams. So the Pacers team, because they're hosting, is
Yeah.
Halliburton, Ben Matherin, and Miles Turner. There's team top picks, which is all number one overall picks. It's Paolo, Anthony Edwards, and Victor Wembanyama. And then
Mhm.
there's Team All Stars, which is Scotty Barnes, Tyrese Maxey, and Trey Young. The funny thing about Team All Stars is two of those guys are alternates, but that's neither here nor there. So in this event, as we know, it's the whole like you do like the obstacle course kind of thing and all that fun jazz. Um, if we're gonna go on a group of collective talent who we're picking in this, I think I'm going team top picks. I think Paolo, Edwards, and Wemby might do their thing in this competition.
Yeah, I agree with you. They're definitely the most fun team too. Like they're the most exciting team. I mean, I'm so glad the Pacers actually have three guys from their team that is
Yeah,
representing them, and
the
you
Cavs
want them
did
to be
that.
represented.
Cleveland did
I
that the
mean,
year the Cavs were hosting. They won. It was Garland, Mobley, and I think Jared Allen. They won.
that's great. I'm glad that the home crowd is going to be able to cheer their team on.
Yeah,
There's been several years where like a team has hosted the All-Star break and there's barely been any representation. And this is great for them. This is great for Indy. I think it's going to be a great. I think the skills contest is going to be pretty fun. And
I did
just
too.
seeing Wimbiana out there with Palo and Anthony Edwards is just going to be. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah, agree. I think all three teams will be fun.
They
You just
will.
gotta,
They will.
yeah, yes, you gotta pick a winner. Also, we will get to. I did skip over Friday night. I don't think anyone cares about the celebrity game. But we will
Who's
talk.
Oh, I want to talk about the celebrity game.
I don't even know who's in it this year.
Well, I was counting on you telling me, but
Yeah,
now I'm extremely excited to find who's in there because it's always absolutely washed celebrities, and I love it.
yeah. I
Except
think
the one
the
year that Justin Bieber was in it and actually like
bald.
balled out. Yeah.
I think the Miz one year won celebrity MVP.
Yeah, he did. He did.
Yeah.
Hold on a second here. All-Star week. Let's see here. So it is Shannon Sharp and Stephen A. Smith are coaching these
Okay, I
teams.
did see this. Yeah.
Okay, so the coaches so Shannon Sharp is joined by 50 Cent as his assistants. Stephen A. Smith is joined by Lil Wayne and AJ Wilson.
Cool. Cool.
Uh, on Team Stephen A, we've got Meta World Peace,
Okay, I'm in.
Jack Ryan, CJ Stroud, Gianmarco Tabari,
Okay.
I'm unfamiliar, Adam Blackstone, Natasha Cloud, Jennifer Hudson,
Okay.
Tristan Jass, AJ McLean, and Kwame Onwochi.
Wait a
Did I say
minute.
that right?
AJ McClain from the Backstreet Boys is in this?
McLean,
Yeah.
McLean. Oh, yeah, there he is. That's
All
him.
right.
Yeah, AJ's in it. Well, he's also the only person on here who's ever competed in anything like this because if any of you guys know from the old Nickelodeon days, he actually competed on the show Guts.
That's right.
Yeah,
Did he
he
do
was
Jock
a
Jams?
I don't know if he did Jock Jams, but when he was a couple years prior to Backstreet Boys, I want to say like 95, he was on Guts.
There's your
Fun
pop culture
fact.
facts for the day too.
There it is. Looking at Team Shannon, Micah Parsons, Lily Singh, Sir. Who is Sir?
Couldn't tell you. We're old,
Couldn't tell
Sean.
you. Dylan Wang, Connor Daly, Walker Hayes, Quincy Isaiah. That's a dude who played Magic Johnson, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew somebody. Ann Newellay. Did I say that right? I don't know. Kai Sinet and Jewel Lloyd.
Oh, Jewel Lloyd's
I'm
playing.
Who is Jewel Lloyd?
Indiana Fever, Jewel Lloyd. Former Notre
Oh,
Dame
okay.
Fighting Irish Jewel Lloyd.
Okay. All right. Well, that's cool. So we got a couple of professional basketball players in the mix here.
Who's the what team is Reggie Miller going to run in and play for?
Oh man,
It's going to
wouldn't that be
happen.
great? Yeah, I hope so. I hope
Yeah.
so. He always looks so good. Like he always looks like he would be able to just jump on the floor and just kill everybody at basketball.
Yeah. I bet
So
he'd be dominant in 2K if he like was in the game.
man, I've been clamoring for Reggie to show up in 2K for years, man. And
Me too,
we
buddy.
got
Me too.
Barkley 1 year.
Yeah,
One
Dream
year
Team
we got
exclusive.
Barkley.
Yeah, he was
Dream Team
only in with the
exclusive.
Dream Team, but he wasn't in rosters, so you couldn't put him like on the Suns or anyone.
It's terrible. We want both. I don't understand why they're turning down money to be in this game.
Same with Rasheed Wallace.
He's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Rashid was in he was in one not too long ago, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, Rod
It's been a
Artest
while.
just came back to the game. So
Yeah.
then what's else? The futures game is it rookies, sophomores in G League? Is that how they do it now?
Yes. So
while we're doing that,
let's look.
so I went and saw Paige Buchers play last night. Took the family to the UConn Xavier women's game.
How was that?
She's a problem.
Okay.
So I know Caitlin Clark just
I
broke the women's scoring record tonight, but she might be the second best player in the country.
That's awesome.
She's unreal.
That's cool that you went. So did you take the whole family?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Iris like loved it. She like I thought we were like kind of like my wife and I were kind of like we'll probably have to break out the toys and get all the snacks and make sure she's entertained. Dude, watched the whole game, was like clapping the whole time and yelling gibberish and standing in her seat, and it was awesome.
Classic Iris.
I don't think she knew who she was cheering for, obviously, because she clapped at the time. We were sitting on the UConn baseline for the first half. And so anytime UConn came close, she started clapping, which was probably the right score considering they won by 46 points. But
yeah. So the Rising Stars game, is that what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. Panini Rising Stars will feature a 3-game mini tournament among 4 teams comprised of NBA rookies, sophomores, and NBA G League players.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. There is one team that is being led by Detlef Schrempf.
All right, that's my pick.
Oh, your boy Matt McClung's on that team. I don't know.
Oh, nope.
No. Yeah, he's got the G League team. They gave Detlef the G Leaguers. Pau Gasol has a team. Tamika, is that
Tamika Catchings?
Tamika Catchings.
Sick.
And then Jalen Rose has a team as well. So
it's amazing to me. I love Jalen Rose. But it's amazing to me that he's like considered like a Pacers legend.
Yeah. I'd put him as a Pacers legend as opposed to Chicago,
Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many.
I guess that would be his best because Denver. No one really remembers that's where he started his career. It feels like it's never mentioned that he played for the Nuggets.
I remember it, but yeah, I think when I think about him in his Pacers jersey. So
yeah.
So looking at the teams, like I said, Detlef, he's coaching the G League team. The only guy that I know on this, Ron Holland the second and Mac McClung. Those are the only ones that I know. Um, Pau Gasol is coaching one, which is cool.
Mhm.
Jabari Smith's on his team. Brandon Miller, Jamie, is it Jaquez? Or
Jaime
yeah,
Jaquez.
Jaquez. I always say his name wrong. He's been awesome this year, by the way.
Yeah, he is
I really,
awesome.
really like him. He's one of those guys that I've slowly started. I'm like, this guy's cool. He's got a good style about him too. I like him a lot. Uh, Palo was playing for Tamika's team along with Jalen Duran, Scoot, Jaden
Mm.
Ivey, Keegan Murray. Pretty decent team. And then Jalen has Walker Kessler, Chet Holmgren, Ben Matherin. Oh man, Jalen Williams, Derek Lively the seconds. These are
That's good. That's a fun
actually,
team.
yeah, these are all pretty fun teams. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of excited about that. So that happens on Friday night.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, Panini Rising Stars game looks like it's gonna be it's a mini tournament. So this is gonna be fun.
Yeah, I like that they kind of made that switch. I'm with you. I know we've said this for years. I would love to see Horse come back as part of it, but it'd probably take like 3 hours and people would be so bored. But
Yeah.
I would
Oh,
love
I
it.
love. We talked about this last year. I will never stop talking about the 3 years that they did the
I
horse
know.
tournaments.
I
It was
think
so
Durant
fun. I
won one
loved it.
year. Yeah.
Durant won one year. Yeah, his was. I remember they did that one outside and there was no crowd. It was actually pretty. It was very fun.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the 3-point contest. Our participants are Malik Beasley of the Bucks, Jalen Brunson of the Knicks, Tyrese Halliburton, the defending winner of last year's 3-point competition, Damian Lillard, Lauri Markkanen, Donovan Mitchell, also one-time winner Karl Anthony Towns, and Trae Young. Ah, man. So betting odds: Lillard's the favorite, Halliburton second, Trae Young third, Beasley fourth, and then Mitchell, Towns, and Markkanen all have these same odds. So, look, I've been picking this guy all year. I can't stop now. It's just it's in his arena. This is his city now. He is the pacer. I'm taking
Yeah,
Tyrese Halliburton to win the 3-point contest.
yeah. I mean, he's gonna have the whole crowd there with him, right?
Oh
So
yeah,
makes sense. Makes sense. I don't know if I'm necessarily gonna go with him. I'm gonna go. I don't know why I'm gonna do this, but I think I'm gonna go with Donovan Mitchell.
because he's been incredible for like a month and
Yeah,
a half.
yeah. Yeah, but I mean, look at the people that are in this contest. I mean, any of them could win. Any of
Yeah,
them could win. But I feel like the chip on his shoulder is going to be bigger than anyone else's right now.
he
And I
also
don't
knows
did he
he knows LeBron will be there, so he can audition to play for the Lakers next year in front of him.
absolutely he will. Yeah. So
Yeah,
I'm going with Donovan Mitchell, man.
yeah. I like it. Stick with Halliburton. I think that's gonna be good.
Okay.
All right, so the everyone's mad at the NBA contest because of the woke agenda it's pushing. Right after that, we'll have Steph versus Sabrina as they will go 1-on-1 in a 3-point competition. The special event has been added to the mix this year and will feature Warriors legend Steph Curry and reigning WM 3-point champion Sabrina Ionescu, who set the score for the highest score of all time last summer with 37 points. The two elite shooters will go head to head in a one-round battle under standard 3-point contest rules. Is the synopsis. I will say I love that they're doing this. This is fun, and if you have something to complain about with this, then you have bigger problems than your love of like. Okay, how do I put this? Grow
Who's
up.
who's com- who's complaining about this? Like what's the I
Yeah,
don't
what's the issue? Like,
what's the
it's
issue?
All Star Weekend.
It's All-Star Weekend. This is all for fun.
Yeah,
And whoever wins, they get to give money to a charity. Is that correct?
yeah,
Okay. Well, it's a win-win for everybody. We get it.
yeah,
We get entertained. A charity ends up getting some money. That's great.
yeah. The best male and female shooters in the world right now. I mean, maybe ever.
Sounds pretty
Steph,
woke.
Steph for yeah, very woke. Yeah, which our ethnicity does not really know how to use that term correctly anyway. So,
it's
I
it's used for everything now.
I gotta say I am very excited for this. I think it's gonna be really fun.
Oh yeah, it'll be great. They're
I,
both going to be awesome.
I don't know if Sabrina wins, but I'm gonna pick
She
her for the
might.
sake of it.
I'm gonna pick her as well. I'm gonna pick the underdog in this one. Steph is 100% like the guy who has everything to lose here. So the greatest 3-point champion ever, losing to the WNBA, 3-point grades, but I don't know, man. I don't think he's gonna be as locked in as she is.
Yeah, I think that she's gonna be really excited to
Yeah.
to kind of keep the WNBA
She
going on the map.
she's been practicing.
Oh yeah, dude, they're not playing right now, and she doesn't play overseas, so
Hmm.
she's just been like probably sitting in the gym, but she's got her own sneaker. This is okay. I'm gonna get on my soapbox for like 2 minutes here.
Do it.
This is incredible. This movement we've been seeing the last couple of years, women's basketball. I shouldn't even say professional basketball. With her, with what she kind of like started this trend, and there's obviously people before her, Kelsey Plum, Diana Taurasi, et cetera, et cetera. Those women are absolutely incredible. But she was like the darling at Oregon, and she came to the WNBA, went to the Liberty, which is obviously a huge market, did not shrink, owned it, and has really helped build the Liberty to be a super team in the WNBA. And now you're seeing, like we just talked about Paige Buchers, we talked about Caitlin Clark, Juju Watkins at USC. She's unbelievable as well. When her time comes, I'm sure she's a top 3 pick in the WNBA. We're seeing the WNBA build super teams, which I love.
Yeah.
It's like awesome. The aces are awesome. Um,
Yeah.
so this movement of women's I keep saying professional, this movement of women's basketball and the attention it's getting and the how people are seeing how talented these women are playing the game. I love it. I love it. It's
Yeah.
good
It's great.
basketball no matter who's on the court, so enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and wasn't DeMar DeRozan wearing a WNBA player's shoe the other day?
Sabrina's.
Yeah, that's who it was. Okay. Yeah.
A lot of the guys in the NBA are wearing her shoe, like Mikal Bridges does. My nephews have pairs of them. I kind of want a pair. They look dope. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, you told me that. That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, really like it. So I'm excited, man. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. Um, and I'm sure everyone in Indiana that night will really enjoy a chance to watch Steph Curry shoot threes in an exhibition. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. All right,
We're all down.
we're all down. This brings us to the granddaddy of them all, the dunk contest.
Hmm.
All right. Here are our players for this. First off, for the first time in God knows how long, we actually have an NBA All-Star playing in the dunk contest. We have
Yeah.
Jaylen Brown.
Wow. Was shocked about him being added to this, by the way.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
So we have Jaylen Brown. We have Jaime Jaquez Jr., rookie for the Miami Heat. We have Mac McClung, the defending champion, playing for the Magic's G League team. And we have Jacob Toppin of the New York Knicks, brother of Obi, former Kentucky Wildcat, Jacob Toppin. McClung, very high odds betting favorite. Like you're not making money if you bet on Mac McClung in a straight. You have to do a parlay at minus 190. Jaylen Brown plus 420. Jacob Toppin plus 600. Jaime Jaquez plus 650. And Sean, I'm going to go off the radar here. I'm taking Jacob Toppin. We're going to the first brother duo to both be dunk contest champions because Obi won it in the 2021 All-Star game in Atlanta when they were secluded because of COVID. And they had it at halftime. So give me Jacob Toppin to follow in his brother's footsteps.
Okay. Okay. I'm gonna be absolutely boring here. I'm gonna take Mac McClung. He's short. He's gonna have. I feel like historically in the dunk contest, when you have a guy that's smaller than everybody else, it can make him look much better than the other players. I remember when Obi was in it a couple years ago, and Obi's a phenomenal dunker. Don't get me wrong. The guy did a between the legs dunk in a
Yeah.
college game. Okay, you just don't see that kind of stuff very often. But
So cool.
yeah, it's
It
so
was
cool.
so cool.
I think I texted you. I was like, did that happen? We're not talking about this enough. This is crazy. But Mac McClung, man, I think Mac McClung he's practicing. This is his thing. This
Mhm.
is what he cares about. I
That's
know
where he
he's
makes his
tearing up
money.
It's where he makes his money. He is playing pretty well in the G League this year, from what I understand. But I I don't know, man. I think being 6'2" and having the vertical that he does and everything, it's just gonna make him look that much more spectacular. And I think he's gonna repeat. This is this is kind of a weird list that we have two G Leaguers, one All-Star this year, which is completely out of left field because you rarely ever see All-Stars
Yeah,
actually competing, especially someone a seasoned All-Star.
yeah.
Um,
On a title contender,
yeah,
on
and
probably
then
the best team in the league.
yeah, yeah, and then the is he the third up for Rookie of the Year?
I'd probably say right now, probably third.
I'd say okay, okay,
You could probably make a case for fourth with Brandon Miller.
yeah,
Um, I
okay,
need to look. Yeah, I haven't seen what the rookie ladder looks like. I know
okay.
Wemby is like taking big betting favorites with how he's played the last 2 months.
Yeah,
Um,
he's been absolutely incredible. The stats he's putting up are just unbelievable. I wish he was on a different team though. This is
yeah,
why this is why I wanted Chicago to tank out last year. Like if they would have tanked out, he would have had pieces he could have played with. He has nothing that he's playing with right now.
yeah. I like Devin Vassell a lot. I shouldn't say nothing,
Oh
but
yeah,
those
he can put it.
two, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And Joe and which Jones? They have Trey or Tyus? I think they have Trey. I never get it right between the Jones brothers. But um, yeah, they also play Jeremy Sohan at point guard and think that's a good idea. So
What a disaster that's been.
yeah, Dennis Rodman want to be Jeremy Sohan. Tell me I'm wrong. Wears number 10 in San Antonio, colors his hair all the
Color
time.
his hair. Oh yeah, that was all done deliberately.
Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. So we'll get to the All-Star rosters real quick. We'll make our picks there. But real quick, I want to touch on I think you and I, when it first happened, were pretty favorable to the draft format. If you're, those who have listened through our previous names and previous companies. Um, but now that we're back to East versus West, I'm even more excited again. And
Oh, same.
I think that it's maybe it's the traditionalist of me speaking, but I'm really glad that we're back to this. I'm happy that this is what the game is going to be. I think the unis are pretty solid this year. I don't hate them at all.
They're not bad.
Yeah, I got a little Hickory Hoosier color for the Western Conference, so I dig that.
Mhm.
And even though that movie sucks, but I think that this is what it should be. I'm happy this is what it's going to be. So, um, pretty excited to see East versus West back.
Yeah, yeah, this is gonna be fun again. You got to give the NBA credit every couple of years to kind of change up the monotony
Hmm.
of what is always going on. They do these little changes, and then they do them for a couple years, and then they have us jonesing for the original format. And here we are. We're back to East versus West. But only we could get those centers back on the All Star ballot.
Yeah, instead of front court, back court.
Yeah, front court, back court. I want centers on there. I want to be able to hit that. I think that's I think it's still kind of crap that that's not a thing. I mean, and there's so many good centers right now, so it's not like we're not gonna have good players in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're not in the Andrew Bynum era anymore of centers. So
That was what ruined it, man. It was just like, well, I guess he's gonna be the default favorite here because that year, I mean, you look at the West centers that were on that year that Bynum made it just
yeah,
terrible. It was like he
Marcus
had to
Saul
be on the
wasn't.
team.
Yeah, Marcus Saul wasn't
Yeah,
Marcus Saul yet, and
yeah.
I think Marcus Camby was like playing for the Nuggets.
It was awful, but the league has changed so much since then, and that's totally what changed it was exactly that All-Star game that you're
Yeah,
talking about. And now I'm like, like I mean, we got Chet, we got Wimby, we got Embiid, we got Jokic.
Jokic. Yeah,
It's like the whole league is just totally stacked right
Davis.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, so it's Davis, who else we got here? Who am I leaving out? Yeah. Uh
Shangoon.
uh, Carl Anthony Towns,
Yeah,
Shangoon,
Rudy
yeah, like
Gobert. Yeah,
Rudy Gobert,
Jared
Bam,
Allen.
yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of good centers right now. So I think next year, I want to say that they should put that back on there. I think it's unfair. It's an actual don't treat it like it's not a position. It's a position. It's a very important position.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I'll start by reading off the Eastern Conference roster. First off, head coach by Doc Rivers, which is hilarious.
Whoa, hilarious! Guy just started 3 weeks ago. He's already leading something.
Yeah. Um, let's see. Did they go ahead? Okay, the NBA site has it as Giannis, Embiid, Halliburton, Damian Lillard, Jason Tatum. As we know, Embiid will not play because of injury. The reserves are Bam Adebayo, Paolo Banchero, Scotty Barnes, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Donovan Mitchell, and Julius Randle, who's injured, and Trae Young, who is the injury replacement. So I assume Bam will be starting at center for Embiid, Giannis
Yeah,
being the captain. On the Western Conference side, captain, of course, by LeBron James. The head coach is Chris Finch of the Minnesota Timberwolves. So those
congrats.
starters are Luca, KD, Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, LeBron, and Nikola Jokic. The Western
Oof.
Conference reserves are Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Karl Anthony Towns.
Wow.
So, um, obviously, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. And we kind of unveiled our ballots, and we had our listeners put theirs in as well. The league is so stacked right now. And by the way, we're sending a team that looks just like this to the Olympics this summer. I don't know if people remember this, but
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is playing on Team USA this summer with Kevin Durant and LeBron James. All right, so watch out, world. But and Steve Kerr head coaching this year for the Olympic team. Um,
Finally.
yeah, I don't think they got any of these wrong. I think you can make a case for a couple different guys that could have been playing in the All Star game. That's not what we're here for. I look at this, and again, we are totally taking into account that we know this is an exhibition. We know these guys are just going to be making highlights, and it's going to be fun. So picking a winner is probably silly for this. I'm well aware. Um, with that being said, though, I just look at that starting five for the West, and don't get me wrong, that East team is great. Um, but
Yeah.
all five guys can just fill it up like it's nothing, and all five guys can
Unbelievable
just
team.
right. Like how many open threes are these guys going to have? Not just for the lack of defense played an All-Star game, for the sake of when they're in their half-court offense and they run motions.
Yeah.
Uh, Not to mention the guys coming off the bench. I mean, Booker and Curry coming off the bench is pretty filthy. I
It is.
really like this Eastern Conference team, but I'm going to pick the Western Conference to win this year's All-Star game. The rebirth
I
of the
like
conference All-Star game.
I like it. I like it. No disagreement there, Tim. I'm also going to be picking the West just because a lineup of Luca, KD, SGA, LeBron, and Jokic is just absolutely filthy. Um, I'm actually going to go ahead and I'm actually going to pick Luca to be the MVP, though. I
I
think
was going to
he's going
pick
to get it.
Jokic.
You were going to pick Jokic. Okay, I'm going
Mhm.
Luca just because I don't know. I can feel it.
Yeah. I it feels like it's like a new MVP kind of year. It doesn't feel like it's like a LeBron or Durant year. Um,
Yeah.
because if the East wins, Halliburton's for sure getting it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But
There's no way.
yeah, I love All Star Weekend. It's one of my favorites. So we are going to take our flashback here and just keep the theme going. Let's talk about some of our all-time favorite All-Star moments because it is awesome. It's historical. It's fun. It's something that you can look forward to all year if you're an NBA nuthead like us, and just different moments. And one I'm going to bring up, and mainly just because I watched The Last Dance recently and really, really loved watching it again, was '98 when Kobe and Michael Jordan played against each other. I
Phenomenal. Yeah.
Yeah, and the clips of from The Last Dance make it even better. When you
Yeah.
see the East in the locker room and like Michael's like that little Laker guy, man, he doesn't late for the game. He takes the game from you. And he's like he talks about he's like Kobe, he shoots. You want the ball from him, you're gonna have to rebound. So that's one of my
Yeah.
all-time favorites.
Um, yeah, that one in particular, and I'm trying to find, hold on a second here. Um, all right, yeah. So the one that I'm going to bring up the most, and I think it's the only time that it ever happened because of injuries, but the 1996 NBA All-Star game when Jordan, Penny Hardaway, Scottie Pippen, Grant Hill, and Shaq were on a team together.
Yeah, because Shaq was on the Western Conference for the '98 All-Star
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Yeah, so and I think he was injured in '97 when they did the
Hmm.
50th, because I think he, like, didn't even show up to All-Star Weekend or anything. I think there
Right.
was from what I remember, I think there was some flack about that because there were people on the news the next day that were like, "Oh, George Mikan ended up crawling up on stage to be part of the 50 team, and Shaq couldn't even make it." It was like it was kinda like a little bit of a small news story for a while, but, yeah, seeing Michael Jordan with Shaq, I mean, how lucky were we?
Yeah. I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that's the last year. That was the year before they switched to everyone wore their own uniforms.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Which
think in '97 they started doing that. Yeah, this was the
I
'96 ones were that was in San Antonio, so it was green and white.
yeah, I love those.
For the yeah. So
Pippen was like
I
number 30 because they were actually in uniform. Like they had uniform numbers instead of everyone just wore their jersey numbers.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's what a weird team looking back at that year too. Like the on the Eastern bench that year. Vin Baker, Terrell Brandon, Ewing, Juwan Howard, Reggie, Zoe, and my guy Glenn Rice. They were facing the West, who had Jason Kidd, Clyde Drexler, Barkley, Kemp, and Hakeem. What a great lineup, man! I miss those days.
Me
Oh,
too.
makes me happy thinking about it. But yeah, that was my. There was a sequence in the '96 game where Jordan ended up feeding Shaq the ball. And it was like one of those moments like that just it felt kind of surreal
Yeah.
because it was something that just didn't even feel like it should have ever happened and it just did. Like it was just cool.
It's also the thing we were doing in all of our Nintendo video games was putting those two on the same team.
Oh, yeah, we were always trading Shaq to the Bulls or trading Jordan to the Magic. It was always one of those. And they were always teamed up no matter what.
Yeah.
It was this no matter what. And we only got to see it one time.
Yeah. Because there's the iconic clip when they're in their warm ups and they're like Jordan trying to back them down and shit. So that I
Yeah.
always love that clip.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna bring up '92 because
Okay.
it's obviously Magic Johnson's retired this time. He
Yeah.
comes and plays in the All-Star game. Some of
Yeah.
the best All-Star game jerseys too. That's the big star with the numbers in front of him. Year and Magic gets All-Star game MVP, which was incredible. And
Yeah.
I think there's like one certain possession where like him and Jordan are lined up on each other, and they just have like a fun moment. So I have to bring up the rosters on that. You kind of thought ahead of me on that, so thanks for not giving me the heads up.
Sorry. Sorry.
You were right. I was not. Let's see. NBA All-Star Game box score. God love basketball reference. So the West
Yeah.
won 153 to 113 in the 1992 All-Star Game. Um,
Wow.
the West was Magic Johnson, Clyde Drexler, Chris Smolin, Karl Malone, and David Robinson. You talk about a goofy bench. Jeff Hornacek, Tim Hardaway, Hakeem Olajuwon, John Stockton, James Worthy, Dan Marley, Dikembe Mutombo, and Otis Thorpe. The East was Michael Jordan, Isaiah Thomas, Charles Barkley, Scottie Pippen, Patrick Ewing, with Dennis Rodman, Joe Dumars, Reggie Lewis, Brad Daugherty, Mark Price, Michael Adams, and Kevin Willis.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. Michael Adams was a replacement for Larry Bird, and Kevin Willis was a replacement for Dominique Wilkins.
Yeah. That's one that I don't really remember. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Insane. Some of these I
What a
mean, people are gonna
roster.
be yeah, what a roster. I mean, well, people are gotta be looking at the East and West this years from now and being like, holy crap. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
holy crap. So um that's a good one. That's a good one. Um I'm gonna bring up one that and we're coming up on the 21st anniversary of it, the 2003 NBA All-Star game. This was Jordan's last one, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the
I
controversy
do.
at the time,
I do.
but Vince Carter
Got elected as a
was
starter.
the yeah, he was named a starter. and he relinquished his starting spot to Michael Jordan because it was going to be Michael Jordan's last ever All-Star game. Um, this was actually a really fun All-Star game
Mhm.
because most people, I mean, Mariah Carey came out, sang some songs in a Michael Jordan jersey dress. It
Yep.
was a pretty wild time looking back at it. Um, but the end of the game was famously Michael Jordan versus Kobe Bryant. And I feel like everybody on the West was kind of okay with Michael Jordan winning this thing.
Yeah.
And because he hits what was, I believe, let me see here. See if I can find Western All Stars. So it went into double. This game went into double overtime, and it's all because of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant was like, "Nope, this is a passing of the torch moment. You're done, old man." And Jordan ended up. He hit a couple of shots where they were like, "Okay, that's it. East is going to win. Michael Jordan is going to be MVP in his final." Like, I felt like both teams were kind of like cool with it happening, except for Kobe Bryant. He was like,
Yeah.
nope, absolutely not. Nope, nope, you're done, old man. And he took the team to double overtime where he ends up winning. Did he? I think he ended up winning he won the All-Star game MVP that year. He had to have. Hold on. Did he win it? Come on. Oh no, it was Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett ended up
That's
winning.
right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, Kevin Garnett ended up winning, but still, it was one of those things where at the end of the game, it was all, MJ and Kobe. And that one stands out because, like, personally, I'm just like, just let him have it. Just let him have this one moment. But looking back at it, I'm kind of glad that they cut him down a peg a little bit because he had no business like really being on the All-Star team. He did not get voted in the way that Vince did, and Vince, notoriously great 2000s player, should not have had to relinquish his spot to Michael Jordan. I'll be honest with you. I don't feel like it was right.
You know who made their one All-Star game this year as well?
Who?
Jamal Mashburn.
Oh, he made the 2003 game.
It was his last year he played in the league, and he made the All-Star team.
That was the very last year he played. Was
Yeah, because
2003?
he signed with someone in '04 and then got injured.
Oh,
Oh, I'm sorry.
okay.
So he played one more year. He played to
One more year.
0203. 03, 04, he played for New Orleans, got hurt. 0203, he was incredible, actually. He was in the MVP voting. He was an all-star. Um, yeah, he was really good that year. But that's a good one. I like that. Yeah, because in double overtime, the West scored 17 points.
I mean, I, I mean, going back to Jamal Mashburn, like I gotta like, so in his, he ended up having that knee surgery done. In 2003, 2004, he plays in 19 games. He still averages 20.8 points a game, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and goes ahead and retires. Amazing.
Was this also the year that Allen Iverson wore number 6 to honor Julius Erving?
I feel like he did. That sounds so familiar.
I know he did it. I just can't remember what year he did it.
There was a lot of Dr. J nostalgia from like 97 to like 2003.
Oh,
And like,
2002, so the year before.
yeah, there was a lot of Dr. J nostalgia for those years. And I don't know, man. I feel like he's probably like one of the most odd men out now. I mean, like when I was growing up, like, I was always watching like highlight films of, Dr. J, and I was like, man, he was really something. But that guy's star has fallen, man.
I know it has, and it's not
Hmm.
like he had some like weird controversy come out that he was an awful human or anything. So
No, 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 no. And dude won a title. I mean, he's an all
he's
time great, man.
he was on an episode of The Office.
He was on an episode of The Office, yeah, where he played with John Krasinski.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah,
Very fun times. All right, so I'm gonna bring up a memory that's not a. It's actually gonna go from the dunk contest side of things, and of course, Levine versus Gordon. Unbelievable,
yeah,
unbelievable. I wasn't alive for Jordan versus Dominique. And I've seen obviously watched like the NBA classics. It wasn't better than Levine versus Gordon.
yeah. No, I get it.
Yeah, it just wasn't. You would have been awesome if LeBron did the dunk contest. That would have been cool.
He said he was going to one year, and he didn't.
Yeah.
He would have won.
I mean, he would.
He would have won.
Yeah,
He just add
for sure.
another trophy to the shelf.
Yeah. Next to his in-season tournament MVP.
Yeah. Yeah. He calls that the miscellaneous shelf.
Yeah. Because he's everything else has been taken up, so he had to build another cabinet.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
He had to go to IKEA and get another cabinet because LeBron James obviously shops at IKEA.
Yeah, he would go there to get some particle boards that he had to put together with his wife, and they possibly almost got a divorce over.
Yeah. Had to get some stuff for Bronny's dorm at USC,
Seems legit. Yeah. Seems
Yeah.
logical.
Likely.
Mm-hmm. Likely.
Yeah.
So,
got any other ones you want to bring up?
no, actually, those are my two that I would bring up the most. I'll be honest with you. I usually do watch the All-Star game every year, but it's not my, me. I'm an All-Star Saturday guy. So
I will say the All-Star game in 2015 was the day I met you.
Was that
No,
over
I'm
at
sorry. It was like
No.
2012, 2013, one of those.
Was that at BW3's?
It was.
Okay.
Mutual
All
friend's
right.
birthday party. And I was like,
Yes.
this guy and I are going to do a podcast together.
No, you were wearing a LeBron James jersey, I think, and I think I was not. And I was like, who is this guy? But
look at us
you
now.
asked me, you were like leering over at my chicken wings, and I was like, do you want one? And you go, yeah, I'll have one. Oh yeah, like you were like playing it cool, like you were like starving. You're like, yeah, I'll have one, man. Yeah.
I was poor.
You were eating too. You had something with you, but you were just like leering at my chicken wings. I was like, do you want one?
You're welcome. Yeah. Tim in his early 20s was not a nice person. Very selfish.
What year was that?
It's one of the Miami LeBron years. So I want to say it was 13 or 14.
Wow, has it been that long? My God.
It was what year did Kyrie get MVP?
Kyrie ended up
got All-Star Game MVP.
2014.
Yep, 2014.
That's what it was. Okay.
New Orleans. Yeah. They wore this cool. That was like one of the cool years. They actually the sleeve jerseys look neat.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like this.
That was the only time.
Yeah, very few and far between. All right, I'll bring up one more before we get to our final segment. And 2020, this is obviously right after Kobe, so they pay the tribute to Kobe, and that's when they bring in those who media members who have covered TBT know as the Elam ending. They bring to that where there's a target score at the end, and those dudes got competitive as hell in those last 5 minutes. And Anthony Davis has the free throws to win the game, and LeBron does the it's over, and he misses the first one and makes the second one to close the game out. But that game's really cool. I think it's on. If anyone has the NBA hat and wants to go back and watch, that's a it's like actually a really good game. Like not just like an All-Star game. It's a really that fourth quarter on is just really fun basketball. So definitely worth checking out.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So starting 5 this week, we said was going to be our 1-2 punch combos. So when we do this, what we mean by that is you are not just drafting player A. You're drafting player A with player B to put together your best group. So
it's best duos, basically.
Yes, best duos.
Okay.
Probably a better language than I use. So thank you, Sean. All right. Well, hey, you know what? You get the first pick. You get the first pick.
Oh, how nice of you today. So
I think the 1 and 2 are pretty obvious, right?
Yeah, they are. I'm just kind of thinking about future things that I'm going to do here. Yeah, you know me. I'm going to be boring and dull and lame and predictable. And I'm going to pick Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
That's the right pick.
Yeah. Playoff record of 696 over their years together. I'm going to take them.
Yeah. I'll also be predictable, boring, and lame. and go Shaq and Kobe.
So you're gonna go Shaq and Kobe. Okay.
Mhm.
639 playoff record. Pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Um, all right. So you're gonna take them. Ooh. I'm gonna have to go with another Lakers duo. I'm gonna have to go with Magic and Kareem. 701 playoff record. Ooh.
Take that. It's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Go with my all-time favorite duo, LeBron and D Wade.
Oh. Oh, 674 playoff record.
Should
What
we
up?
make the rule that like since LeBron's off the board, we can't take him with like Kyrie or Anthony Davis?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. They're
Okay.
once any of the players are off, you gotta move on to another one.
Okay.
So
Okay.
okay. Okay. Next one I'm gonna pick. Ooh, let's see here. It's a lot of good ones. I'm gonna go with a recent one. I'm gonna go with Steph and Clay.
Oh, I was gonna do Steph and KD. That's
Yeah.
good.
So
That's good.
sorry. I'm doing Steph and Clay. I mean
That's
the
good.
KD years. Yeah, yeah. They're the Splash Brothers.
Yeah, I like it. Okay. By the way, Clay not starting tonight. First time in his career since his rookie season.
Yeah,
Pretty crazy.
yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go. This gets tricky now. I'm gonna go
Does.
Bert. I'm gonna go Bird and McHale.
You should go Bird and McHale. That was the right choice.
Yeah.
That was the right choice. Okay.
3 rounds in now.
Uh
We're about to start our fourth.
yeah.
Okay.
Um I'm gonna go with a duo that won 4 titles together out west. Duncan and Parker.
Oh, I didn't even think about Duncan. Dang it.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Duncan and Parker. Yeah.
That's a good one. All right.
Okay.
Let's see. Man, you got me with that with the Magic and Kareem one. Ooh,
Ooh,
that's such a good
yeah.
one. That was a very good
It
one.
is a good one. It is a
Yeah.
good one.
All right. Let's go. Let's go Hakeem and Clyde Drexler.
Oh, I love that one. That's great. That's a good
Yeah.
one, man. That's a really good one.
Dude, in Pippen's
Er,
book, you should totally read the chapter he talks about playing for the Rockets. It's hilarious. Because they were
is it
super
good?
good.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Dysfunctional though.
Yeah, very
Like
dysfunctional.
Barkley and him like hated each other, right?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I guess I'm on my last pick already, right?
Hmm.
I think this is it. Okay. Um, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. They never won a title together, and they're the most problematic out of all of them. So I've got to take them though because they are one of the greatest all-time duos, and they were a blast to watch back in the '90s. I'm taking Malone and Stockton.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going another direction, which I'm glad you didn't, because now I can
Okay.
take a team that also lost to Jordan in the finals and take Peyton
Okay.
and Kemp.
Okay. Okay. I said problematic. Why would that be? They be okay. We were
The
thinking
trade,
different problematic. Okay.
the
Okay.
trade ruined it. The trade ruined the Sonics.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
It
legit
did.
ruined them until they got Ray Allen.
Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. So I had Jordan and Pippen.
Hmm.
I had Magic and Kareem.
Hmm.
I had Steph and Clay, Duncan and Parker, and Stockton and Malone.
Yep.
And you had
Shaq and Kobe, LeBron and
okay.
Wade, Bird and McHale. I had Hakeem and Drexler,
Oh,
and
love that
I
one.
ended with Peyton and Kemp. I think you won. I think you got me this week.
I think this is the first time I've ever possibly won, and it's only because I had the number one pick. But
That
this was a good one. This was a
was a
good
fun
quick one.
one. Yeah.
If we would have done that with Parker, it would have gotten a lot more crazy. We'd have been like Muggsy Bogues and Zoe
Yeah.
towards the end.
Grandma Molly and Patrick Ewing.
Grandmama. Yeah, no, Derek Harper and Ewing.
Like,
No, that was good, man.
yeah. You're like,
Yeah.
I know. Jokic and Murray probably already have a case.
Yeah, they do. They
Yeah.
do. I'm not ready to put them on there, but they absolutely do.
I thought about Westbrook and Durant. I thought pretty hard about it.
That's another one. That's another
Yeah.
great one. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We could have done Dwight and JJ Redick, obviously.
We could do. We could have. We could have
Penny and
done
Jason Kidd.
Penny and Jason Kidd. Oh yeah, there was a whole bunch of fun ones. We could have done JJ Barea and Dirk Nowitzki. You know, so yeah, why not?
JJ Barea won an NBA title as a primary attacking defender.
He was 5'8" and he completely disassembled the Miami Heat,
Yes.
arguably one of the greatest teams ever assembled. That was one of the craziest things I've ever watched on television. Period.
Yeah.
Period.
Still like one of those things where like, Duncan's missing game 7 when they lose to Miami, where you're like, I know it's coming. I know he's going to miss when I go back and watch the game, but I still expect he's going to make it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, hey, it's your time to make the pick for the next draft.
Okay. All right. So, next draft. Whew. Man, we're kind of running out of things. We running out of things, you think?
I think on it. If we had time to think about it instead of just me throwing it on the spot, we probably could come up with
Okay.
stuff. But
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna get really specific and weird.
I like when you get
Best
specific and weird.
players. We're gonna do a draft of players 7 foot and taller.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome.
That's fun. Yeah.
And Giannis is not one of them.
Yeah.
He's 6'11", guys.
Durant either, because he's not in a program of 7 foot.
Yep. So just want everybody to know that right now.
I like it.
Yep.
That'd be fun. Hopefully we have Parker back for that one too. So,
Yep.
All right. Well, we're going to go and wrap this week's edition of the show up. Thank you guys for hanging out as always. If you haven't already, please take a second to go check out our Patreon and become a subscriber at patreon.com/RiverfrontCincy. You can hang out in the hoops chat and have silly conversations like this with us all day long. We definitely would appreciate it. This episode is also brought to you by the folks over at SeatGeek. If you have not used it already, please take sure. Maybe you're going to the All-Star game Sunday and need to score some tickets that you can, I don't know, maybe ran into a fortune like Scrooge McDuck. Use the code Riverfront and get $20 off your order. I don't know what they'll do for a $2,000 ticket, but it'll help. So there's that. And of course, if you are listening to us on a podcast app of choice, please take a moment to give us a subscription and a 5-star review. But on behalf of Sean, this is Tim Daniel. Check out everything going on at the Riverfront at riverfrontcincy.com. Have a good night, everybody.